Everyone had
He's
lots
like,
of commons.
we're building peasants, and half his deck is uncommon.
Well, it's all commons,
That
uncommons. Fine, modern, common, uncommon. It really doesn't
silver
matter.
black. There's
Yeah.
a big difference.
Yeah, modern and silver black. That's why I called the cube modern and silver black.
No, you call it a modern peasant cube.
Well, the name of it on the cube tutor is modern and silver black. So, either way, I got first place with that list. And Celestia wasn't. I think Celestia is under control now. So.
Stupid bastards. You probably undercut anything Selesnya even had.
Nope. I kept the only thing that got taken out was for the Celestia was unflinching courage because it had Behemoth Sledge. So, all right, Chris, you can record.
I'm recording.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't want to miss any more gold.
Oh, you don't want to miss your gold. All right, so
this entire Eden's gonna be full of gold with Nate spewing out bullshit like he's doing. Look at me, guys, because I guarantee you, when he asks us what we were playing this week, he's like, "Yeah, I just played my modern peasant cube and destroyed everyone because I was running twice as many uncommons as I'm supposed to be running in the format. No big
modern
deal or anything."
silver black.
Got some.
You're such a lying sack of shit.
No,
Got some-
I'm not. No, not really, because let's see here. Let's see here. What is the name of my cube on Cube Tutor?
Oh my god.
NUCon's modern silver black.
Oh
So
my
you actually
god.
corrected it finally, because you've been telling me it was a peasant cube this entire freaking time.
So
Settings. No.
whatever.
No.
There.
No, why no? Why
I
not
had-
yes?
I had to change out my recordings there. My settings on my recording.
Yeah. So I figured out why my thing was all messed up. Apparently, it's saying that I have a free copy, so I can't. It only allows me to record 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Well, you get
Yeah.
the real version then.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually.
I guess I could have told you that you needed the real version, but
Yeah.
I thought you knew.
No,
This is why we don't trust Nate with important things.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So basically, I'm just gonna go over this quick. We got State of Design article that Mark Rosewater put out. That was pretty interesting. You got playability. What's this one here? Oh yeah, I added that because I bought all the commander decks and kind of did a little bit of messing around with them. Good reads. We've got Junk Enchantments by Raider Adept of Pauper Revolution.
Are you talking about standard Pauper decks right now?
Yeah, it's a standard. It's an article. It's
You
an
said you had that link to that mono green ramp list that we were almost going to build today.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at. I'll bring that up.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I was at least looking at other stuff and bragging about how I was winning a peasant cube without playing a peasant deck. That's all.
Oh, silver black cube, whatever. Silver black cube, whatever. It was fun. All I had to think like 3-4 turns ahead, otherwise I would have lost. Alright. Bring my list up. Oh, I don't have to work tonight.
Oh, Chris, these are golden.
I don't
Yeah.
have to work tonight, so I am really.
They are just wonderful.
I don't have to work tonight, so I'm in no hurry to have literally no worries on time. So
Seriously, Nate, you should look at these. These are just pure comedy gold.
what?
He definitely said from last game he didn't have any run rage quit on him. He's providing with some great material with rage quit material. Holy wow. This is going to the Hall of Rage.
These are not me. These are from. I petitioned Just Sin to, since he watches all the dailies. I don't know if you guys know this, but he watches all the daily events to figure out what decks are doing whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, you should just take screenshots of them and send them my way because we do a segment every week on Pauper to the People called Rage of the Week, and
yeah, well, add it to the thing. You should have notes.
They're in the freaking Skype chat if you paid attention.
Yeah.
yeah, I put them in the
Keyword
Skype
if.
chat.
You need to add them to the thing. There we go. Copy. Wow, copy selection. I'm adding them right now. I just added my deck list to the thing. It kind of already is a deck. What we're trying to do.
Mono green ramp. Kill people with Ness and Ass because it's awesome, or is it just mono green Stompy?
It's like a aggro deck thing.
So
You know, I'm just gonna stop asking you questions because you sure as hell do not know how to give an answer.
I am.
What is the deck? I don't know. It's got cards and things. A couple land. God.
It's running pretty much everything we talked about. So
So I've actually got a.
As?
I've
it
got
has the beetle form. It has the Oculus. It has.
Is it just the blue-green freaking
It's just the
Evolve
blue green
deck or
list.
no?
It's that blue green. That's the blue green deck that everyone's playing. It's pretty much what we're trying to do anyway.
Just give me a link so I can actually see the damn
Yeah,
thing.
look on the notes. It's there
Oh. Why would you put it in the notes and not in the freaking chat? Because
it needs to
kids.
go on the notes anyway.
You kids.
It needs to go in the notes anyway.
Such scourge, field oculus, missing that. Oh, it kind of is, I guess.
It's the same. There's not much of a change. It's pretty much the same damn list.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what we're looking at. Anything.
Yeah.
Voyage design, distance scatter, negate, it's missing. Yeah. Huh. Well then.
Yeah.
Say I tried making mono green and I got completely crushed like in 6 games of
It's-
standard Pauper,
Yeah.
and
I tried it too. It's too slow.
I haven't built the red-green one yet, but I want to almost go red-green. I know I'm a sucker for Gruul, and I don't want to do Gruul again because we kicked ass the last time, but my god, is Zerta fucking Druid the shit.
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
2-mana dork that kills them while you're ramping, it's freaking amazing. But yeah, everything we basically called up from the last episode, right there.
It's all right there. It's really kind of.
I almost feel sad now that we didn't know
Yeah,
this
I
was
know.
actually a thing.
I mean, I've played it like 5 times and crushed, so it's like
Well, yeah,
I don't know where else to go.
it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what else to go. There's like real, like I played, like I said, played 5 games, crushed in all of them, and it's like, what do I talk about? It's
How do I improve this?
yeah.
I'm 7-0 with the deck.
Yeah.
With what? With which deck? I'm sorry. I wasn't...
Just bragging about like I'm 7-0 with this deck. How do I improve it?
Improve something that's not broken. that's not bad.
Yeah.
But it was just fun to see Ness and Ass just murdering people, especially for the fact that people forget that things got friggin' reach.
And then if you don't even, it doesn't even matter if you end up in a game where you can't get mana anyway. It doesn't fucking matter because you have a whole bunch of little dudes that get big anyway.
Yeah, the efficient beaters and Frilled Oculus who just holds down the fort all friggin' day because nothing's got 5 toughness in the damn format, or 5
Yeah.
power in the damn format. And then you got Beetle Form Mates just to do the over-the-head beats when you need to.
Yeah, it's
It's like what the Green-Blue Evolve deck wanted to be, except it is better and what it actually was striving to be.
yeah. I don't know what to say. I just. It's like, well, everybody, this is the brew of the month. Here's the list, and I crushed 5-0 with it, and I don't know what needs to be fixed. So there you have it.
So I need
It
a
works.
link.
It's on the notes.
I'm really behind today, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, it's
Don't
fine.
worry about it.
I think all of us are.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I'm completely in the ball for giving you shit. I have not missed a beat.
I don't know, it was fun drafting the cube, but I realized there's some changes that's got to make to the silver black again. There's no fog effects in it. When we redid it and stuff, we completely forgot about fog effects.
That's because fog effects blow in draft.
Yeah, well, there's a
Unless
few.
it's freaking Moment's Piece.
When I was
If
taking
I-
Tuttle, when I took Joe Tuttle on, if he would have had a fog, he probably would have survived a little bit longer when I was playing him.
That's all fog ever does for you in draft. Like fog is the true skill testing card in all forms of draft,
Yeah.
and all forms of fog are the skill testing fogs because they're always bad. They're never worth a card.
Yeah. So maybe you don't have to put it in the cube. He should have just had better cards in his deck.
Yes.
Okay. I don't feel so bad anymore now.
No.
No.
If
Like the only one that we ever had in the freaking Pauper queue was the Moment's Piece, and like I said, that's just because I had flashback. Otherwise, there's no reason to use the damn thing.
yeah.
Yeah, because here Peter already saw the list, but this is the list that I drafted yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that one.
You saw that list? It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah,
I literally had an answer for everything.
Except Curse of the Bloody Tomb. That would have fucking wrecked you.
Yeah, that would have hurt. That would have hurt.
It wrecks. I missed that card.
I don't even think it made the modern
thing,
list.
guys.
I don't think it even made the silver black list anyway.
You probably wouldn't have. It's actually a kind of bad card. That's
Yeah,
one thing that I learned that this weekend, that Curse of the Bloody Tomb is just never good, ever.
Yeah, ever.
Yeah, well, like, there's like one very specific circumstance where it's okay, and that's if you're playing as a Delver player against a mono blue control list. It is the only time it's ever good.
Yeah.
Because I tried using it against other slower decks when I was playing a daily event with Delver, and every time I was like, oh, you know what? I'm playing. It's like Azorius Kitty or something, right? It's really slow. They gain a lot of life. If I can Curse the Bloody Tomb and just hold down the fort, and it's like, no, you know what? These other decks, like, even though they're slow, they're gonna outcard you. They're gonna outcard advantage you, and your Curse of the Bloody Tomb is just gonna be too slow to win.
Yeah. All right, so you guys ready to start a show?
We haven't already started?
No, we haven't.
I've been
recording. I haven't started intro or anything. I haven't done intro or nothing.
Who cares?
Okay.
Record it now. Edit to put at the beginning. This is great stuff.
Hold on, wait a second. I gotta do my impression of the eagle. Okay.
God.
Hey, I like this.
But it sounds about pretty accurate. So, well done, Chris.
All right.
That thing is so loud. Like
It is.
I was listening to.
You should put a warning before we even start the show. It's like, warning, if you're currently wearing a headset, you may wish to reconsider your listening options.
I'll take it off. I'll just take it off.
Thank you.
Yeah, just replace it with my eagle sound.
And even then, when they take their freaking headphones off, death and bleeding ears.
All right, here we go. This is Pauper the People. I'm Nate, and with me is Peter.
Hello.
And Chris.
Hello.
How's everybody's week?
It's
well,
pretty good.
That's good. What did you do this week, Peter?
A menagerie of things, more or less, for Halloween. Had fun.
Yeah.
Costumes, partying, and then recuperating.
You get a little tipsy.
Oh no, I drank Patrick kind of under the table.
Nice. That's good. That's winning. How was your weekend, Chris? How are your week?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I bought a car.
Nice. What kind of car?
Honda Pilot, SUV variety.
Nice.
Pretty sweet.
That's cool.
As far as Magic goes, I played some Magic. Did a little bit of that.
That's good. Do some dailies.
Yeah. So.
Do some winning.
Did what?
Do you do some winning?
No. I went. This happened to me
winning?
This happened to me 3 times the past week. I start off the daily going 2-0. I'm like, all right, sweet. You know what? I only need to win one of them the next 2 rounds to win, to make cash.
Yeah.
And then I go I lose the next 2 rounds. It was either bad pairings or mulligan into oblivion or whatever. But I went 2-2 and 3 dailies after starting 2-0.
Oh,
It's pretty abysmally. It's pretty abysmal.
Sucks. What did I do this weekend? Well, I got all my commander decks and kept one of them together. The Grix deck is actually a really good commander deck, so I actually kept that one together and just improved on it.
Which general did you go with?
Necrosser.
See the Spiteful Visions one?
Yeah, the Spiteful Visions one, yeah.
Not surprising. You stole Brandon's idea.
He's really good. I kept that deck together because it was really good. Just took bad cards out and replaced it with better cards.
Hey, so I have a question. I saw a commander deck at Toys R Us, and it had like a giant freaking card as the commander. Yeah, every single commander deck they come out with, all the commanders, they put 3 different commanders in every single deck. It doesn't matter what commander you use, the deck is built around all 3 of them. And
I don't know why they have big cards, but I'm guessing some people use those as their commanders because they're big. I don't know.
It's easier to establish which ones you're
It's
using,
easier to
but you still
establish,
need to have
yeah.
either a minor card or a marker card for if it gets, like, say, condemned or spent to myth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm thinking that's why they use them. We never use them. I mean, with Narder, we never use them.
It's because we have sleeves for everything, so we
we have sleeves
can't
for
get a
everything.
sleeve for the big ones.
Yeah. So basically, it is a waste of time, and my friend Dan DeMar collects them. So when I opened all my commander decks, I basically just gave them all to him because he wanted them, and I was like, sure, I'm not going to use them. So I opened all those and took all the decks apart except the Drix, and that's my new deck I made. And I started building my Momer EDH deck. That should be
Big?
Yeah, Momer Big. Yeah, Momer Big. It's my new EDH deck. So I ordered that. I ordered 5 new cards for that. 5 cards for that deck I didn't have, so I'm waiting for those to come in the mail. But other than that, played a little bit EDH, and we drafted the Modern Silver Black Cube, and I 2-0 crushed everybody. Got the championship card from Shane. If you go to the our Facebook page, I posted the list I drafted and what the championship card looks like. Basically, it's a Savage Beating. The card Savage Beating, and when whoever wins signs it, and then they get to alter that card in some way, art-wise. And basically what we've done so far to it, between me and Shane, who have both won it, we've pretty much made a drunken cowboy.
So it's kind of turned into, like, Chris's anti-league.
Yeah, whoever wins I hold the card until the next cube draft you do, and if I lose, I got to give the card up to whoever wins, and then they get to sign it and they get to add something to it. So we did that, and so I post all that on Facebook if you want to see the deck I drafted. It's on there. It was pretty sweet. It was a Is It Splash White deck, because I ended up getting Path to Exile, and you just don't pass that card. I think it's pretty clear. You just don't pass that card. It's way too good. So proved to be pretty good in the deck, but the big card in the deck was Goblin Fireslinger. That was like the MVP of the deck. The card was awesome. Other than that, that's about all I did.
You just said Goblin Fireslinger is the MVP of a deck?
Yeah. I won.
I think I just had a minor aneurysm.
I won. There's one game there's like one round where I won with Goblin Fireslinger because I could keep all the creatures off the board, and like just sit and ping my opponent to oblivion till they're dead, and then just bring my creatures out and attack with them. But the Goblin Fireslinger did a heck of a lot more work than everything else in the deck. It was hilarious. Nobody could keep any creatures on the board when I was playing against them. I just kill them all right away, or exile them, or condemn them, or smite them.
So wouldn't a Goblin Piker be better in that situation?
Probably, but the Fireslinger was we added the Fireslinger was in the original list, and it actually isn't that bad. So
just let Nate have his little moment.
Hey, it worked. All I know is it worked, and that's all that matters.
I won because I was able to do 1 damage to him every turn.
Yeah, but I could hold the board down. I could lock the board down like for all those turns too. And it wasn't.
It also does 1 damage a turn. Curse of Pierced Heart.
Yeah,
it wasn't. It's not a creature, so it doesn't get blasted by removal.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't like 20 turns either. I brought out other stuff because I had Muldrifter and I had Young Pyromancer, so every time I would play instant, I'd get a token to swing with. So that was in there too.
So like Young Pyromancer or Muldrifter be the All-Stars because he's a 2/2 flyer who.
Well, actually,
or the dude who just makes an army.
I actually
all of the removal spells that your deck is.
Well, I had Goblin Electromancer, Gutter Snipe, and Young Pyromancer in that deck.
So you're saying you built a really solid deck and Goblin Electromancer
is and the Fireslinger. The Fireslinger.
It's the
Yeah,
all-star.
Star.
I was having fun with the fire slinger. It was just fun sitting here pinging every turn, just like bam, end of your turn, bam. But
Make your and mouth host the call, because I would revoke your talking rights right away.
whatever, I don't care. It was fun. But the deck list is up. It was a pretty solid deck list, but there was other good decks there. Celestia, I can safely say is finally it has been checked, and it's not overpowering because I think there was only two people that tried drafting Celestia, and both of them were fighting over the Celestia picks, so no one could make a solid Celestia deck. So I consider that a victory. So I consider that
Because I
pretty
wasn't
balanced.
there. Let's just face it. It's Celestia's my deck.
I consider that pretty balanced. So, but yeah, that's about all I really did. I worked this weekend too, but that's about it.
I need to go in and customize the Goblin Fireslinger artwork now in my MTGO to be your picture, Nate.
Hey, give it a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
But
I forgot that's one of the other things that I've been doing. I've been messing around with custom artwork. So
on your cards,
on my cards at MTGO.
you can do that.
Yeah. I'll
how
tell
do
you
you
to
do
do that
that?
at the show.
Yeah,
You just go into the Wizards, like into your folder on
yeah.
your computer, and you just replace the art in the art
Oh.
folder with pictures that you want. So my Spire Golem is Golem from Lord of the Rings.
Nice.
Uh,
Cool.
my counterspell is like the troll face dude, and it says about that spell you thought resolved. Nice spell, bro.
I'm surprised you just go with the "you mad."
Yeah,
That's cool.
my Delver of Secrets is Christian Bale, and then flipped over is Batman.
Batman.
Christian Bale's
Cool.
Batman.
I like that.
I don't suppose they can see the pictures, can they?
No, your opponents can't see the pictures. Only you can see
Well,
the
I-
pictures.
Oh, that would have been priceless if they could, because every time you flip them, I'm Batman.
Everyone can see it though. Everyone can see it though when you
when I do videos.
Yeah, when you do videos.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
And I posted on Pauper Revolution's Facebook page, so you can see some of the custom artwork that I've done.
That's cool. That's cool.
That I've did.
Have to check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty much all I did that weekend. What do we got in news? Mark Rosewater had put an article on the mothership, State of Design 2013. He goes in this article. It's really good. He talks about basically what he goes into is basically why certain things were designed the way they were. Talks about the guilds, block structure, everything. Just really goes into the detail as they were the goals that they put forward when they were going into Ravnica and everything. They kind of explain why they did things a certain way. So it's pretty good article. It's a pretty big article, as Mark Rosewater usually writes is a big article, but it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. And then the new commander decks. I stated before I bought all 5 of them, and I had a chance to go through, and my friend Dan DeMars came over, and he wanted to actually play them before taking his apart. So we got a chance to play a few. And basically what it comes down to, all 5 of these decks are, you got 2 control decks and 3 token decks. But all 3 token decks are kind of aiming to do different things. So that's kind of interesting, the way they did that. And then the value, like I said, before, the value was just really amazing. But it's pretty much there. I mean, you're getting solid decks for paying the $30 for these these decks. And there are money cards, but all the money cards from what I've seen were pretty much restricted to the Grixis and the Esper deck. And the money cards are basically these, because I actually went and looked. Toxic Deluge is at $12, and I think that one's going to be pretty stable. The True Name Nemesis is the big one. That's in the Grix deck. It's a $40 card. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good card. I ended up trading mine away because I'm trying to build my EDH collection up, and I ended up getting a lot of good trades from belts for that card. but I don't think it's going to keep the $40 price tag because it really is only playable in two formats: Vintage and Legacy. But basically, the True Name Nemesis, it's just a 3/1 creature. It's a 3/1 creature, I believe. And it's basically, when it comes into play, you name a player, and True Name Nemesis has protection from that player as long as it's on the board. Yeah, so it's like literally, you can sit down at the table, you pick the person you hate the most, and say, True Name Nemesis has protection from you. They can't do anything to touch it, period. Their creatures can't touch it, their spells can't touch it. Nothing that player has can touch it. So, but I don't see that sticking to the $40 price tag. Hence the reason why I traded it off like as soon as possible, just because of that. And then we have Unexpectedly Absent. It's an $18 card, and then they reprinted the Baleful Strix, which was originally from Plane Chase, and that one is a $15 card. So those, I think all those are going to hold their price pretty good. But the True Name Nemesis, I don't think is going to hold that tag. So I would recommend that if anyone got the Grix one, and that is the one that sold the fastest, the Grix Commander deck, I would recommend if you have any angst to use it, keep it and use it. But if you're not going to use it, you can get a lot of trade off of it to find stuff that you're really looking for. So that's kind of where the Commander decks are at. That's about all I really got to say. You guys want to have anything to say?
The Commander decks are... I know... I forget where I read the article, but like Commander decks are always going to hold their value, if not increase in value. And I think the last time whichever Commander deck that had Scavenging Ooze came out a while back, that's actually like one of the least valuable of that line of Commander decks now.
I thought the Riku deck was the most expensive for the longest time.
And that was even before Scavenging Ooze got reprinted. It was still like one of the least valuable of all the Commander decks that got released at that time. You know, as recently as like January or something like that.
Yeah.
Somewhere. So yeah, it's just because these decks aren't worth, the Grixis decks now doesn't mean that they're not gonna be 2 or 3 years down the line. So
yeah. It was kind of cool opening. I mean, I paid $150 to buy all 5 decks, and I think I made out pretty good. I got lots of good cards that I wanted to buy for my EDH decks. That probably would have cost me more to actually buy them individually instead of just getting all of them. So I consider that a victory. Because I pretty much, after I got all those decks, I had to redo all of my EDH decks because I had to replace cards and a lot of them. So that's the other thing that really happened this weekend, rebuilding all my EDH decks with new cards. But yeah, so just had a chat. I thought I'd report on it, being that I had the opportunity to mess around with the Commander decks and stuff. And that Esper deck is flat out ridiculously stupid. It's so good. The general that is with it, or Lolo, I believe it is.
What is that?
I don't know.
That wasn't me.
It wasn't. I don't know who it was.
What happened?
I heard a buzzing. I don't know. But we're still good. So you got Orlolo. That general in Commander in EDH is pretty much broken because even when he's out of play, if you control him, you still get 2 life. As long as he's in the command zone, you're still gaining 2 life every turn. And that one seems to be the most expensive of all the commanders that were new printed commanders. It's holding solid at $8. So, but yeah, so that's kind of what that's kind of people can take that for what it's worth. Just my view on the commander decks. Other than that, I got nothing more on news. You guys got any news?
Not really.
Nothing much. Okay. Goodreads. What do we got for Goodreads? Pauper Revolution did an article, Writer Adept, Junk Enchantments. Article by Jason Gray talking about the Junk Enchantments standard Pauper deck. and the newer cards that were put into it with the new
Bestow?
stuff. Yeah, the bestow, using bestow. So it's pretty interesting to read. It's like every single creature in this deck is an enchantment creature.
It's because it makes Ethereal Armor boss.
Yeah, it does.
Play a card, be more awesome.
Yeah. So that's kind of interesting. That seems to be I haven't had a chance to play against that deck, but I kind of want to, or actually build it and play it. So
You're gonna break
cool.
down and build junk enchantments? I never thought I'd hear
Probably.
that.
That just looks interesting. That whole build. Then we have an article by Dan from MTGO Strat. It's called. Wait, hold on. Am I getting ahead of myself? I think I am. Yeah, I am getting ahead of myself. Standard Pauper review. Appeared for it. Jason Gray did it. Yeah, that's what happened. The notes got all messed up. Jason Gray did an article called Standard Pauper Review based off of PDC, the reports from PDC, the PDC website. And that one is a pretty good article. It really talks about all the archetypes and deck lists and all that good stuff. Pretty good article to take a look at if you're thinking of getting into Standard Pauper and want to see where the format's at right now. Does a pretty good job of showing where it's at. So, and then we've got Dan did an article called Bet Bottom Dollar Voral Holclade. Basically, Holclad, or yeah. Well, there's an E at the end, so. Basically, what this article is, he built a deck around one card. From my understanding of reading this article, he's basically taking like a dollar rare and building a deck around a dollar rare. Just taking $1 rare and building a deck around it. And the deck list he has up here is pretty cool. It looks like a lot of fun. It's just a basic 60 card deck. That's pretty much all it is. It's not EDH or anything like that. Just a 60 card deck with four rares and some uncommons and some commons. And it looks pretty interesting, I do have to say.
So this is actually an article written by Fernando Antunes.
Oh, okay, right there. I didn't see that. It was posted by Dan. So my bad. Fernando Antunes wrote it.
Yeah, I think it's. Is that Farf who writes or who does videos for his channel? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
But yeah, so that's there. I kind of like this guy. He's one of the cards I added to my new EDH deck that I'm building. But yeah, Voral's a pretty decent legendary creature. He's pretty cool. There's that article, and then we have an article by David Schaffer, A1 Pauper combo deck. This is a deck that has one land in it, and purely there's no way that this could be a competitive deck. It's based on just playing for fun, for Pauper for fun. But yeah, this deck has one land in it, and that's it. And somehow you can play all the other spells with it. So it looks pretty interesting. Again, another one of those interesting articles that I found. What?
So you say it's not competitive, but it went 2-2 on a daily.
Did it?
Yeah.
Really?
It was.
I don't think it could be competitive because one land is really risky.
Once again, when I shout out to Justin, he was watching all the daily videos for our benefit, and he saw one guy went 2-2 with the deck. He lost.
Really?
He was 2-1 going round 3 and lost round 4, unfortunately.
That's okay. That's interesting, but yeah, I guess this is just one of those things because I'm not a big Storm player. I'm guessing this would be a deck that a Storm player would mess with. Because it just seems to me like you really got to do a lot of crazy math in your head to make this deck work.
No, actually the combo is pretty simple. It's all you have to do is be able to cast Balustrade Spy, and the way you do that is off of rituals, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, etc. So you cast the Balustrade Spy, you mill your entire deck into your graveyard, and then but before you cast the Balustrade Spy, you wanted to have a Conjurer's Bauble out on the table.
Yeah.
So you can always reset your your library into your graveyard, right?
No, it's the Conjurer's Bauble is just so that you can put your single win condition, which is the Haunting Misery, into your deck. So then you cycle your Conjurer's Bauble, put the Haunting Misery on top, draw the Haunting Misery, and then you exile 20 creatures and nuke them for 20.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And if you have multiple Conjurer's Baubles, you can do that a couple different times too, in case they decide to gain life or something.
Wow. I wonder who's the crazy person that decided to mess around with this and make it work.
It's from Special Kyle before Storm was banned.
Yeah.
He was toying around with a very low land count deck.
Yeah.
And so his was based off of Empty the Warrens though.
Yeah.
And it worked effectively the same. You're trying to do the Empty the Warrens thing, the Storm thing, and based off of a really low land count. And then when Balustrade Spy came out, he was working with that, and ultimately Storm got banned, so that whole thing got abandoned. But David Schaffer, he kept working with it, and it hasn't been competitive for a while, but
yeah,
it's in this funky spot right now where it's one of very few combo decks that is viable. I'm not saying you should. I'm not saying you should take it because it will instantly die to a single counterspell on the win condition. But
oh yeah,
I actually did get beat. I was playing Illusory Tricks against David, and he actually beat me because he duressed my counterspells away.
Yeah.
So it's viable, sort of.
Viable, sort of. Yeah. It's a pretty interesting article, though. The deck looks really interesting. Again, it's something I won't play because I'm not a big Storm player. So I mean, I don't like doing that kind of that type of crazy math in my head. Just make something work.
So the thing is, it's not really a Storm thing, though.
Yeah.
All you have to do is cast the Balustrade Spy, throw the Conjurer's Bauble on the Haunting Misery, and then
Whammo.
Yep. So it's like a 4 or 5 card combo.
Oh, okay. Still pretty interesting. I find it cool. So there's that article. It's there. And then this kind of goes in with what you were the. Oh, meta. I'm going ahead of myself. We're not on topic one yet. The meta game. I found some events here. This one, the first one I found. This one, it was pretty. The list. It was just really diverse. Yeah, there's a Delver deck here. We've got a Stompy deck, a black deck, another Delver deck with Affinity. It was just kind of a mix of a whole bunch of different decks. There's some slivers in there. The whole 4-0, like all the 4-0 lists, are all really different decks. So that's what I found there. What are you guys typing back and forth?
Nothing. He's just showing us stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, this event, let's go on the top here. We've got our first list by Flez is a Delver deck, your basic Delver deck or one of the forms. Your second list is a Stompy deck with the Riverboa in here because it controls the thing. So he just main boards Riverboas. That's one of the interesting things about this deck. Then we go down further, and then we've got a mono black list. We go down the next one to Maximo, and we got another Delver list. And then we go down again, and we got Dissonance with an Affinity list. And then we got a Sliver list, and then we've got White. Well, wait a minute, this is your basic White Weenie? Yeah, basic White Weenie. And then we got mono black again. It was this kind of. I found this one pretty interesting. That we got your Urza deck. This one was just really diverse. All your 4-0 decks were just something different. It wasn't a lot of the same thing. So I find that kind of cool. So that's pretty interesting. And it's nice to see that you're getting that diverse sample of decks instead of seeing the same thing all the time. Or seeing one deck overpower everything. So
there's a Pestilence list in this daily too.
Then the 3 words.
Yeah. Gui _BR.
Yeah, I mean this is a pretty cool daily to see the fact that there was just a lot of different decks being represented because usually at this time we're kind of used to seeing the same decks all the time. It's I think it's getting to that point where you have your decks that just win all the time and that's what's always winning, and it's nice to see that's not happening yet. You still have it bouncing all over the place. So that really is pretty cool, and I didn't even look what day that. Did you see what day that one was on? Or close the window.
The 29th.
The 29th, so October 29th. And then we go into this one here, and it is this is a daily from the 28th, and the highlighted decks I found here was red deck wins, the Peter's deck, the one of decks Peter likes.
It's just a nice deck to see every once in a while.
Yep, red deck wins. That's why I pointed this one out because I figured Peter would want to say something about that. And then we have red white aggro.
Logan started crying when Evie was watching him, so Mom doesn't know what Evie did, but
isn't that just Boros kitties?
Huh? Well, yeah, it's
not Zeri's kitties, but whatever.
Boros kitties, yeah. And then we have lots of affinity. There's lots of 3-1 affinities. So apparently affinities got... People were ready
affinity is still affinity.
Yeah, simple affinity is still affinity, but it looks like in this group of dailies, people are ready for affinity. So... But yeah, so that's there. Red deck wins. And then we got a 4-0 trinket deck. That's right, this is why I found this one. We have a 4-0 trinket deck. By The Hobbit. That's his name. Is that what it is? Yeah, blue-white. That's what it was. A blue-white trinket deck. It's not blue-black. It's blue-white. That's what was unique about this one. It's not using blue-black trinket. It's using blue-white trinket instead. You got your... Pretty much, the list is the same, but from the looks of it, looks like the guy took... The Hobbit, he went and wanted to make trinket, but decided...
The old trinket blink deck, that's what it is.
Yeah. He took the black out and went with white instead.
The trinket blink deck, the really old blink deck.
Yeah. It's 4-0'd though, so that's kind of cool.
It's always fun to see that deck.
Yeah, another fun deck to see. Although I would have...
Rocking the Seraph of Dawns, of course.
Yes, of course the Seraph of Dawns.
It's one in doubt, throw an angel and see what happens.
Yeah. I think I would have liked to see your... I'd like to see your blue-white Pauper build on here, Peter.
My old blink deck or what?
The old blink deck that everybody hates. That you're never allowed to attack ever.
Oh god, that one. I could probably put it together online. It wouldn't take a whole lot.
The deck that just causes everyone just...
It just rolls... it blinks Stormhorn Dignitary all day. So it's basically, you just robs your person of combat phases. The problem is, it's trying to be too cute, I feel. Yeah. But it is fun though, like when you just get it locked with you go see Flicker with the Mimetic Wall and that, all day you're just like, yep, or you just do the single momentary blinks on the guy. You just hold him out for combats ever. Works really well against like Green Stomping and stuff like that, but...
I would imagine a Goblin player would just be losing their mind against that deck.
Oh no, they just start throwing every burn spell they have straight in my face. I know what happens in that situation. But that's the reason why freaking, what is it? Yeah, Lone Missionary is amazing, because you're just like, gain all of the life because I don't want to die. Yeah, and Stormhorn Dignitary can just hold his own in most combat situations anyway.
Pretty much, he's big enough.
He's a 1/4. Don't mess with him, dude.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's just really cool. Trink Blank deck, blue-white. So, have that. That's pretty much all I found in the meta. Everything else is kind of pretty basic. Nothing really all that interesting to really report on. So, but I mentioned, we talked about early when we first started the show. Chris mentioned that he's going just fine, and then he gets the 2-0, gets the daily situation where he's doing good, and then it just goes bad from there. This is an article I found at MTGO Academy because I'm starting to go find other stuff, and I figured this one would be worth talking about. This article was done by Jason Moore, Diamond Dozen number 33. It's called Searching for a Reset Button. Basically, what this article talks about is coming back from a slump where you've not been doing very good in Magic. You're just losing all the time and you're getting upset. And basically, I guess from the article I read here, this recently happened to him. And he's just going over a few different points, 4 different big points of what you can do to, kind of help yourself get out of that slump instead of rage quitting and, getting really stressed out over it, I guess. And he covers 4 different points. The first point is dictate your pace. Take notes is the second step. What is this game about? And stop playing control decks. Number 4, stop playing control decks. I actually like that one. But I'm just going to kind of skim over this article quick here. He goes into how what brought him into the slump is that he explains that he just forgotten how to focus. Apparently, he must have been just something happened. He forgot how to really focus in on his games he was playing, and goes into straying away from competitive Pauper. And he just goes in. This article is really long, so I'm just kind of skimming over it really, really fast here. But one of the big points that I got out of this article, and I tell kids that I play with younger players, so this happens. A lot of what Jason Moore writes about in this article, I see on a weekly basis every Wednesday when I have new kids trying to learning how to play Magic, and they just get frustrated when nothing is going their way in a game, and they play like 2 or 3 games and the same thing keeps happening. One of the big things he points out in this article is it doesn't matter how fast your opponent's playing. Just let them play at whatever speed they want. When it's your turn, take your time, and if it takes you a few extra minutes to, think about how to play your cards in the right order, then take that time and do it. Even if your opponent's getting upset and telling you, you done yet? You done yet? Asking, are you done yet? Because I'll admit, I'm one of those players. I'm one of those players that tends to play faster. I've spent my opponent's turn planning out what I want to do during my next turn and what I'm going to play next. And I'm one of those people that have to be told, no, I'm not done yet. Peter can contest to that.
Yep.
So, and it's just, when you get in that situation, sometimes, and I've had to do that too, sometimes it helps to just slow down. Take your time, look at what you have in your hand, and just kind of take a breather and just kind of, take your time, do what you need to do to get your turn done. Opponents may not like that, but, oh well, they're going to have to get over it. It's a game, and as long as you're not breaking any big rules or anything like that, then by all means do it. As long as you're not purposely stalling the game or whatever. And, from a coordinator point of view, I've had situations where I had that fast player that was playing against a slower player, and they're trying to get me to. They're like, well, he's stalling the game or whatever, and I watched him play, and it's like they're not the guy that the complaint isn't valid. They're not stalling the game. They're just taking their time to see what they got in their hand instead of making a rush decision. So. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got out of the article. Do you have anything, Chris? Do you have any tips on that?
Dude, I just came back.
Oh,
I have
sorry.
no idea what you guys have been talking about.
Oh,
Nate's just talking about his reads and about people taking their time to play so you don't burn yourself out, or how to not burn yourself out while playing the game, and if you need to take a little extra time to play through stuff.
We're on topic 1. Jason Moore wrote an article called "Is There a Reset Button?" Basically, Jason Moore hit a slump in his online competitive Pauper, and him playing, and he was losing for a while, and he goes into trying to figure out why he went into his slump and why this happened. And one of the big points he put in here is dictate your pace, which is what I really got out of the article, and I've dealt with before. But it's when you're when you're taking an opponent on, even if they play fast, take your time and take your turn. If they get mad, they're gonna get mad. Oh well. Just take your time. I mean, the worst thing losing a game of Magic is when you tried matching your pace with your opponent, like how fast they were playing. You're trying to play as fast as them. And I guess that's a habit that you can get in. Like your opponent's playing faster, so you start playing faster. And sometimes you have to step back.
Okay.
Cool. So, you got anything, Chris?
I like timing people out in MTGO. I like punishing them for taking their too much time.
Yeah.
Me too.
I will play out games like crazy like that.
Yeah. I mean,
And
it's
sometimes even intentionally stall games, and I should just very quickly win because I know that, if my opponent has 2.5 minutes to kill me in the next game, and I'm okay with just stalling out as much as possible and we can run down their clock.
yeah.
A lot of times
You're not the only one.
A lot of times, this happens a lot in Delver Mirrors actually, where you get to a board state where nobody can attack, and it becomes a game of the clock and who's going to deck themselves first. So I mean, it's a very, very much a valid strategy because these Delver Mirrors happen, and you're gonna stall out.
Yeah.
It's just gonna happen in Delver Mirrors. So I've taken it to where, well, like he's got 10 minutes. He beats me in game 1, right? He's got 10 minutes, and he's beat me in game 1. But my clock is at like 17 minutes or something like that. And so game 2,
good
I will
7
take
minutes up on them.
yeah.
Everything.
Game 2, I will take my time like crazy. I'm talking like I could have completely profitable attacks and just. But you know what? I know I already have the control of the game, and I'm probably going to win it anyway. I'll take out my time as much as possible to run down his clock, even though he has no chance of winning, and I know this.
Yeah, and I think that's where online and paper differ because there is no clock thing.
Yeah.
Online or in paper, but basically, what this article is just aiming at coming out of a slump and getting back to your competitive winning. Getting back to winning games after you've hit a slump where you've been losing, and what you almost need to do in order to get back to where you were before. So this is just a pretty interesting article. I don't know. It's just like this guy knows Jason Moore. He's pretty decently knows a lot about Bamboo Rush. We all know who he is. Bamboo Rush, pretty good art. He's pretty well known player and writer on MTGO Academy, and he just talks about being in a slump and what he had to do to get out of it. So, pretty good article. But I figured it was worth kind of going over a little bit on topic 1. So, there's that article. Topic 2, the brew of the month. Anyone else want to go before I go through my list? Because my list is really kind of lame.
Well, the list I had is pretty much like the one you linked, so...
All right. Basically, our brew of the month. Well, we chose something that was already a thing. And I don't know how you can improve it.
It's pretty damn solid.
It's pretty solid. Basically, I'll just go over the list here quick. It's pretty straightforward, and I mean there isn't a lot of new tech here. Everyone knows about it, but it's 9 islands, 3 Simic Guild Gates, 11 forests. You got 23 lands, 4 Elvish Mystics, 3 Sedge Scorpions, 4 Frilled Oculus, 4 Neshinasps, 3 Leaf Crown Dryads, 4 Beetle Form Mages, and 3 Voyaging Satyrs. And other spells, you got 2 Mizium Skins, 3 Negates, 4 Essence Scatter, and 3 Voyage's End. With a sideboard of 1 Annul, 3 Deadly Recluse, 3 Dispel, 1 Disperse, 1 Mizium Skin, 3 Nimbus Naiads, and 3 Runner's Bane. Basically, this list does everything that we were trying to do, but if you go, I'll let Chris explain the mono green version because I tried going mono green and it didn't work. But sounds like Chris did a lot more than I did because I gave up after 2 games of like completely epically failing. I'm like, I'm not continuing this. This is ridiculously dumb.
Way to
Yeah.
not hide it out there, Nate.
Huh?
Way to just wuss out and just go ahead. Nope, not a thing. Done. Don't care.
Well, after two
Nope.
games of just nothing happening and getting crushed, it's like F this. But basically, what I came to this, I played 5 games and won every single one, and it wasn't like there was a very hard battle. It was just flat out, completely crushing victory. It's just winning, just flat out. Your opponent can't do anything, and you just win because you're just flooding the board with big dudes. And basically, what it came down to, if you couldn't get the Nesh and Asp, the Frilled Oculus and Beetle Form Mage filled in for the Nesh and Asp just fine. No problems whatsoever.
Well, yeah, the Asp is basically just there to drive the point home. You can have Frilled Oculus hold down the fort all damn day 'cause it's got 5 toughness when you buff them.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in the format that can kill it without getting enchanted or buffed first.
Yeah.
So he wins against any raw creature.
Yeah.
And then friggin' Beetle Form Mage goes over the top and just beats face.
Yeah, it does.
It is by far one of the most efficient beaters in the format.
Yeah, it is.
In my opinion.
Yeah, it is.
So
Side.
the list that I end
Yeah,
up
go
with,
for it.
I just tried to go for mono green, and this was a really rough draft. I ended up losing a little bit more than I was comfortable with. I think I went like 2 and 4 with the list, but mostly it's just the black. Black is just too strong right now for this, for my version to work, I think.
Yeah.
And so what I ended up going with was 22 Forests, 4 Mutants Prey, Elvish Mystic, Voyaging Satyr, Crawl Warrior, Pit Fight, Slaughterhorn, Advocate of the Beast, Rumbling Baloth, and Nessian Asps, and then 2 Nylea Disciples, which I want to actually up the Nylea Disciple count. Because it's your counterspell to Grey Merchant, essentially.
Okay.
It's the Green Devotion, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Green Devotion,
Game
Game
Life.
Life.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yep. So yeah, the whole point was basically get an Advocate on the table, and then you have like Mutants Prey and Pit Fight to instant speed remove whatever blockers they throw out there. So get an Advocate on the table, get Slaughterhorn or Baloth or Asp on the table, and you beat down, clearing the way via your fight spells. Where this is a problem is there's no trample, and so as long as they can keep on playing chump blockers, if you run out of removal spells, then they just chump block you until they eventually draw their removal spells and kill your dude. So yeah, I don't really know how to get around that. Like, there's got to be some kind of a trample effect in standard Pauper that I'm missing, but
does Volpine Goliath have trample?
I think it's it does have trample?
It's a
yes,
6/5.
It's a 6/5 trample, but that's not a beast, right?
I don't
It's
know.
like a fox.
The giant fox.
It's a giant, just a big fox. I'll look it
Yeah.
up right now while you're talking.
So
I think-
yeah,
Yeah. One of the lists I made had like at least one of them just because I didn't want to get chumped out all damn day.
that's what ends up happening to me. Is I just get chumped too much. And I've got Crawl Warriors here to back up because the Elvish Mystics and Voyaging Satyrs, they're really bad top decks late in the game.
Yeah, they are.
So I wanted the Crawl Warriors in there too. Crawl Warriors are just situational 5/5s. You can whenever you pump them. So that, and they're like my favorite card from RTR Block Draft. So
Nothing wrong with using a pet card. Everyone has them.
Yeah.
eh.
Mine used to be Brainstorm. Now I don't like the card at all.
You're stupid. I still use Brainstorm.
Not a huge fan of it.
It's because you're silly.
So yeah. Also, I like the Advocate Rumbling Baloth combo. That was my favorite combo from M14. I won more drafts than I care to even recall with that combo.
Nice.
Stick the other Roman Baloff and just going, this guy's going to get bigger every turn. I hope you know this.
Yes.
So yeah, he's not a beast. He's a fox.
Yeah, well, the Asp is a snake, so...
Yeah.
But the Asp is really big.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
yeah, he
he
is.
is a freaking 8 now.
He becomes an 8/9.
And he has 2 heads.
I have to say, I think my favorite thing about Ness and Ass is how many people forget that thing's got reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 swings into it, it's like, okay.
I like taking the mirror on. I like taking the mirror on because I was taking a green-blue deck mirror as one of the games I was playing. I had the guy swing in with the beetle form when I had Nesh and Aspen play.
Exactly.
was
It's just
awesome.
like watch. It's like they figure like, oh crap, that's right. That guy can totally kill flyers.
Yeah. So I'd
There's
like
one
to
thing
put.
it does well. It blows the crap out of flyers, but
So I'm actually thinking about like just taking out all the ramp and making these elves and stuff into just solid dudes.
just go green stompy. I have no problem switching over to green stompy since they kind of have a green ramp deck already.
Yeah, like the ramp doesn't really seem to work, and it's just awful late in the game.
Yeah, early game it's great, but how often? But yeah, early game is great. Late game sucks, and then it's just kind of slow building. If you get stuck where you can't ramp, you're like, I have Nesh Nass, but I can't do anything. This is awesome.
How much
Yeah.
does Advocate of the Beast come into play to drop?
3.
Ooh,
It's 2 and a green.
that is better than Because I remember back before rotation, I was using in my green stompy deck. I was using Ivy Lane Denizen, and people let that thing stick around freaking forever, and just getting 1 or 2 Wandered without that thing was amazing. She was like, and I'm gonna get free beats in, but
Yep.
yeah, perhaps going to like a mono green stompy route might not be a bad thing.
Yeah. Just kind of have the Nesh and Asp as a backup.
Oh, he's still inefficient because he's still a 4/5 with reach for 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man's basically everything, and if the game gets stalled out, you can turn him into that 8/9 and just
Finish the
beat
game.
people overhead. Yeah, but it's not the go-to game plan with the deck then.
Yeah, maybe that's what we need to do because green blue is already a thing. So I mean, it's if we want to go outside the box, green blue isn't the way to go.
The only other thing I was doing with the whole green ramp deck here was I also half played around with doing green red just because, like I said before we actually started recording, I freaking love Zerta Druid. Like honestly, the only person I know that loves that card as much as me or comes close to is freaking Dan, because I remember every time he did recordings with the freaking old Gruul standard deck we did, just every time, and Zerta Druid, that guy goes the freaking distance every goddamn game.
Make mana hurt your opponent.
Basically,
That's awesome.
he's pulling double duty the entire game if you stick one.
It's a mana critter that hurts.
Yeah. So
It's like
what
a
do we
fire
want-
goblin fire slinger, except good.
Yep.
Why can't Rancor be legal in this format?
Trust me, I've been asking for that forever.
It got upgraded for a very good reason. That card is ridiculously
Probably should have been common
awesome.
the first time around too, but still.
Yeah, it should never have been common to begin with. The card's way too good.
But I tell you what, you'd see a lot more green aggro if that was the thing.
You would. Rancor just be everything green with Rancor.
What is the standard format? Rancor.
Rancor.
Okay. Think of how many decks would not have been a thing because, like, any of the Flickergate deck or Flicker decks wouldn't have done anything because they can block all damn day just because they can declare block, flicker out, and then gain Brazilian life. But yeah, if they didn't have, like, if you guys had trample, could power through. Wow, like even that deck would have had problems.
Yeah. You'd pretty much be looking at a format that was like green black, green blue, green red, green white.
So what are you splashing green with for your deck? I think I'd try green blue, just see what happens. You know, just throw Rancor in something and see how much face I can beat.
It used to be, what is it? Back when I first started Magic, it used to be that with Curse Scroll, it was, you put 4 of those in every single deck. That was your starting point.
Pretty much.
Just for no reason.
It's like building any red deck in Classic. Just, okay, I'm playing red for lightning bolts, now what do I do with the deck? Or now what do I want to do with the deck? It's just
Yeah.
kind of what happens.
So, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Rancor is just too good. It probably should have never been a common. Ever. But that's the beauty. That's the beauty with old school Magic. They didn't, like, when Magic first came out, the first 5 to 6 years, they didn't know really how to balance.
How
They're
fair of a
still...
card is this?
Well, I
I don't
shouldn't
know.
say-
This looks freaking cool.
I shouldn't say they didn't know how to balance, but they're still experimenting with how to balance rare commons, uncommons, and rares out. So your older cards, you end up with just crazy stuff that with like Brainstorm, for instance, how that Brainstorm just gets under the butt, gets through the netting, and is common when it probably shouldn't be.
Brainstorm seems right at common.
Or
What's another one? They're good at Hem to Turok. Never should have been common, even in paper.
Mm,
Yeah.
um,
I'll agree with you
Hem
there.
to Turok never should have been a common ever.
most bullshitty discard card of all time.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. That I think that's that. I think when MTGO came about, they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna fix this because."
We're gonna exclude Fallen Empires. Why? Because no one likes that set. And besides this,
And because Hem to Turok is online, but it's uncommon, so I understand why Wizards went through with MTGO and like, okay, this card never should have been common. It's going to be an uncommon on here.
like I said, when we went way, way back, we made the Pauper Power 9. I definitely included that in my list.
Yeah, it's really good. So,
The turn 2 or turn 1, guess what? Your entire game is over now.
yeah. So where
Wanna
do we
go to
want
the
to
next
go? My question is, where do we want to go with the brew? Do we want to kind of change gears here a little bit and do something different then? Go with the green stompy thing?
I'd have no qualms with almost going like Mono Green Stomping, because then you get to use, like you said, the Slaughterhorn, the Rumbling Baloth, have Ness and Ass's backup, and then Advocate of the Beast just help you power through basically anything.
Yeah. So maybe that's the direction we need to go because I don't want to like my biggest fear tonight was talking about the standard popper, and I knew this was after finding this out that this was actually already a thing. That was like, oh great, now we gotta come up with a new idea, and I didn't want to do that really. So yeah, so I'm thinking maybe this is the route we need to go. We need to go mono green, stompy, and kind of stick with the green stompy route, and still use Nesh and Asp, but go that route instead of trying to brew something new this into the game. And I know it's just the 4th; it's only November 4th, but I really felt bad coming in this week and going, well, did the brew of the month and crushed everybody, and don't know what needs to be fixed because everything works.
Just one of those Eureka decks, just boom, did it.
Next. So, but yeah. It's kind of where that is at. Chris had to go do something. But what else do we have? We have, that's pretty much all the news we really got. It's been really a slow news cycle this week, so.
Any emails, comments, or feedback?
No. No emails, comics. No news is good news. Everyone's still happy with us. We do have some MTGO rages of the week, though.
Too bad, our guy who provides us with that is AFK at the moment.
I know, right? That kind of sucks. But I guess I can go over on my list because my sideboard does differ from the. Oh crap! My headset came out. My list does differ. My sideboard differs from what was already in the sideboard. I actually went with changes I made to the original after I made this deck and saw that there was already another deck. I didn't like. I put the Sedge Scorpion wasn't in the original list. I put that in because I really think Sedge Scorpion is just before knowing if you're going against flying, I think it's just more efficient. Almost.
I can kind of, because he pulls double duty, kind of like. Did you, did you have Deadly Recluse in there? Because otherwise, that's the other reason why I always had
Deadly
him.
Recluse is in the sideboard just in case you have to go against flying. But when you're going into a matchup, when I was going into matchups, I felt more comfortable if I couldn't go first turn Elvish Mystic, being able to go first turn Sedge Scorpion because then it
definitely sets the aggro decks back a bit because you expect Sedge Scorpion to trade something. You don't care generally what it is, but you want them to. And if you can hold the aggro decks off for a couple turns or make them burn one of their removals that early, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I wanted to throw it in there. It's like this. Sometimes Deadly Recluse. Deadly Recluse by all means is a better card. It's a 2-mana 1/2 that has reach and death touch. But for your heavy aggro decks, they're coming in early. And I would much rather have that 1/1 death touch just sitting there, taunting instead of waiting another turn to play a Deadly Recluse.
I can see in some cases, but I'm still probably I'd still say probably played the recluse over it every time.
Yeah.
But I mean, Typhoid Rat stop play, so it's not surprising.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, and the other thing was the Leaf Crown Dryad. The Leaf Crown Dryad originally wasn't in this list. I added it because going into that first game, if I was, it's a 2/2. It's a bear basically.
It's a bear, but it helps you muscle through if you need to.
Yeah, it muscles through if I need to, and in the first game, I can turn a sedge into something more scary, and I actually did a few times. It was kind of cool.
It's just like the old doing travel prep with Deadly Recluse. You make that, you eventually just turn it into like a freaking 3/4, and no one touches the damn thing.
Yeah, and even on Sedge Scorpion, it was pretty cool. It was a 3/3 reach death touch creature, so it wasn't that bad. Still pretty good. And the Mizium skins I kind of added too, just because I was trying to protect that Neshinasp. Because I figured you get Neshinasp on the board, they're going to go after it. And
Generally, because
generally,
it's hard to say. It depends with who you're playing, because I know a lot of people who tried to sit back and wait and see if I'd turn it monster out, or go monstrous with it.
yeah,
That way I already sunk my mana into it, and they're like, aha, I caught you.
yeah,
Well, if you're like, I'm not going to let you play around with a 4/5, because even as a 4/5, that thing will still kill me.
yeah. So that's kind of why I had 2 Mizium skins in the deck, just to kind of keep removal in check on Neshinasp. Because he wins the game by himself with you, for you. And then Voyage's End, Voyage's End is just a nice combat trick, and you get to scry Essence Scatter for the obvious reasons, to get rid of, clear the way for your aggro, and negates just to go after removal. Then on my sideboard, I kept the Annul, I kept my sideboard with the Annul. The Deadly Recluses were if the said after first game, if you need them. More against the mono black. I added Dispels to go against the mono black deck, to go against all the instant removal crap. Because you need the extra counter spells to go against instant removal. Disperse, another Mizium skin, Nimbus Naiad, just in case. I mean, sometimes I figured the Leaf Crowns weren't needed, the Nimbus Naiads could do a better job. Runner's Bane was a disappointment for me. That falls off once they make it bigger.
It's always a disappointment.
Yeah, that one falls off when it gets bigger, when stuff gets bigger. I remember...
No Aqueous Forms? That's what I would put in the sideboard.
Yeah, that's not a bad call. I didn't even think of that. It's one thing.
Also,
I didn't
why
think
are you playing a Null whenever you have access to Naturalize? That doesn't make any sense to me either.
I don't figure. One drop counter.
Nate's inner blue players coming through again.
Yeah, it's that blue player thing coming through. Counter it. Don't destroy it. Just counter it before they can do anything. You know?
Yeah, and you're even heavier on green than blue in this deck. So.
Yeah. So.
All right.
But yeah, that's where it's at. Basically, I was just trying to kill time until you got back. So.
Here I am carrying the show again.
No.
With my MTGO Rage of the Week.
Yes, in replacement of Heroes of the Web, because I find these more fun.
Yeah. So today's Hero of the Week, or this week's Hero of the Week. What the hell am I thinking?
Hero of the
Today's
Mr. Tim the Fireman from Arkansas climbed up a burning tree and saved a kitten. Go him.
What the fuck did you say to me? So today's MTGO Rage of the Week is brought to you courtesy of MTGO Just Sin. So shout out to Just Sin again for like the third time this episode. I petitioned him last week when I saw that he watched all the dailies to just, see if he can run into Ragers and take screenshots of them for me and just send them my way. That way we can shout out to him on Pauper with People in good form. So today's Rager is none other than a guy named Makami, that is spelled Mekhami. and he is raging on one Psy 199 ORZ. Now, Psy is playing Delver, and presumably counterspelling the crap out of Mikami, as Delvers want to do. So,
That's what the deck does.
Rage number one from Mikami is, good job. You clicked buttons so well, I'm really impressed. Have you won a Pro Tour yet? Next line, Mikami has conceded from the game.
God.
So the next rage, presumably against the same thing.
Wow.
Same round, actually. Mikami comments, good job, I hope you're proud of yourself. Do you feel good? You can play 30 counterspells deck. Which, by the way, Delver runs like from 5 to 9 counterspells at most in the deck, not counting Spellstutter sprites, of course. So, and then he comments, do you speak English or is that beyond your brain power too? Do you feel good?
Wow.
That is just hateful.
I really wish you had to know how to play Magic to win matches, because then you would disappear, and everyone that plays brainless counterspells deck, you must be very proud.
Apparently, he doesn't like counterspells at all.
Yeah. Next rage. Is it a good feeling to play counterspells and draw more counterspells and flip Delver with no setup and play creatures that are counterspells to counter additional spells plus 1 or 2 counterspells? Do you feel bad about that, or are you just another mindless robot who clicks buttons in a broken format?
Wow. This guy probably shouldn't play Pauper.
So, good job, Mikami. You are mad about the number 2 deck in the format. Congratulations.
This is my advice to Mr. Mikami. Find a new format.
This dude, I think, may have just, like, kind of set the bar for, like, how angry you can get at a deck. We're talking, like, I'm almost afraid, like, he just, like, stood up and snapped his keyboard in half. Just,
I'd imagine there's holes in his wall at his house.
God,
Is that one of those guys where mom walked in on him and he got really mad?
God, yeah! Honey, watch your language. Go away, Ma!
Go away, Mom! This guy doesn't know how to play Magic. He's just running a lot of counterspells.
Wow. He needs to find a new game, I think.
Or just to go outside and enjoy the daisies for a while. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go read that one read. How to, get over your slump of losing a long streak of Magic. Seeing kids, and that's how you come full circle.
Oh man, it's kind of funny. We just ragers in general. I just find it funny because I'm not even gonna mention his name because like it's we have a player in our at our local store here. We play EDH and stuff, and he is he's a competitive EDH player. I normally don't like playing games against competitive EDH players because I like playing EDH to have fun. And but this kid, I mean, he is such a joy to play against because when he's winning or when he's losing, he gets so on edge and so tense and so stressed. You can literally hear this kid's heartbeat. His heart beats that hard that you can hear it. And he starts breathing really heavy, and everything.
I don't think that's natural. You should probably contact a doctor about that.
It's so funny. I don't know how many games I end up I think I've beaten him once, but every other time I lose to him. It's he does play some decent. To his credit, he is a good player, but I lose track of what I'm supposed to do to even play against him because it takes everything in my power to play EDH with this kid and not burst out laughing. So this is playing against this kid, and you can tell when he's getting his good card and he's gonna win because his tell is horrible. He just gets more excitable and more. His voice gets louder and he breathes heavy again. You can hear his heartbeat because it's beating so loud, and it's just
And all I can do is sit and look at this kid as he proceeds to go and beat me and laugh. Like, I'm sitting there like, all right, I gotta be serious. I gotta be serious because he's a competitive player, and if I laugh when I lose, he's not gonna like it. And it's like you just want to tell the guy, it's like, dude, this is just a game. You probably don't want to have a heart attack over this game. Yeah, it's just funny. I enjoy that stuff though. That's the little nuggets of joy that I miss being a coordinator, watching that.
Oh, competitive EDH. Is that an oxymoron?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's pointless. I think it really is. It's the whole point of the format was to have fun, and it's like I think almost in some circumstances, like you had to add that competitive edge to something like that, and it's like this is kind of lame.
Yeah, EDH is kind of weird because it's like it's very obviously recognized by Wizards, but it's nowhere even close to being like sanctioned.
No.
You know,
in fact,
you can't have like 2-mans or 4-mans or 8-mans of it because it's usually a multiplayer thing, right?
Yeah, it's a multiplayer thing.
Well, they do have the single player ones,
yeah, that's the
even those can go to sometimes. Well, they're either like lightning fast or they can drag forever.
2-3 hours later, you're still stuck in the same game.
How does that even happen? You draw yourself out, right?
There's like 99 cards.
And like 13 bajillion different ways to reset stuff into your library. That's why you have Nazi in there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, pitch this up. Well, look at that. My entire graveyard went back to into my deck.
Yeah. I think we've had some 4-hour games.
Don't remind me.
I don't even want to know. This is why I don't play Commander.
But
25 minutes, that's my limit.
Hands there, done. Done a couple of those where it's like, you're not dead or even close to dying. Yeah, I'm just done.
That'd be Chris playing Commander, probably just 25 minutes in, just like, yep, I'm done, but you're winning.
Alarm clock set. Well, I'm out.
It's like, yep, I'm done, but you're winning. You're at like a 500 life. I don't care. I'm done.
Sorry, my next daily event round is starting. I'm done.
But yeah, so other than that, slow cycle. I have nothing else. We don't have any comments and feedback, so. Really, if you guys, if people want to comment, if we're doing something wrong, just let us know. It's not a big deal. So, I got nothing. But you guys got anything?
Not much.
Any nuggets of
sign
joy?
off this time?
Oh, hey, no, wait. We do have something. Peter, I think you're supposed to do something on the air.
Oh, yes, because we forgot about this last episode, and let me just reopen
Okay.
Magic Online. I owe
Yeah, I have to open
Chris 5 tickets from our bet. Dan, you kind of let me down, but I don't blame you.
Give him his tickets.
I will give him 5 tickets. I think I only have 5 tickets left, too, so we're set.
Sweet. I'm stealing the last of your tickets.
I made sure I didn't spend any more than I needed to from the last deck. I'm like, nope, these are reserved. They're going to you, buddy.
So how do you make tickets if you don't play in events?
Money.
You put money in. You get more.
Oh, is that what people do?
Yeah, it's weird.
That's what everyone else does.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, God, I don't have you on my friends list? Oh, there we go. I was about to say, I'm like, son of a bitch, I feel bad.
Well, I just traded with you.
Oh, that works, too.
Sweet. All right.
I was almost going to be a
Done.
half jerk and just have 500 bull rushes for you going, that's 5 tickets worth of stuff, right?
No.
I figured that would fly. So, there you go, sir.
No. All right. The tickets have been received.
All right. So until next week, I am Nate.
I'm Peter.
And I'm Chris.
And this is Pauper to the People.